Hey, happy Good Friday to all of you. I want to tell you about probably one of my favorite two-letter words. Some of you have heard Alice or I talk about the son that we lost several years ago, shortly after he was born. And I have a rubbing here from his grave marker. You probably can't make it out too well, but Alice gave that to me one year. And just a very difficult time for us. And I would often find myself going to the cemetery to grieve, to meditate, to pray, to read. And it became sort of a sacred place for me, and not just a place to grieve, but also it was a place that was really full of hope. And it's because of a passage that I used to read there very regularly. And it's in the first letter that Paul writes to the church in Thessalonica. And in chapter 4, it starts out, and Paul basically tells them that he didn't want them to grieve, to be ignorant about people who fall asleep or people who die, and to not grieve like people who don't have any kind of hope, because we're the ones who believe that Jesus died and rose again. And because of that, he is going to bring those who fall asleep in him to life as well. He will raise them. And he begins to describe the details of how that is going to happen, and that Jesus will come again, and that those who have died in Jesus are going to be resurrected first. And then people who are still alive, who are people who follow Jesus, will then be gathered with them in the air. And then my favorite two-letter word comes in, and he says, and we will be with the Lord forever. And so the son that I can't be with now, and the people that you have lost in the Lord that you can't be with now physically, it's not always going to be that way. And it's not because I just want that to happen, for me, because that would be a really neat thing and that would make a great warm, fuzzy sort of story. It's not because of that. That's not what makes it work. What makes it work is what Jesus did 2,000 years ago, through the cross, through the empty tomb. And that's what we're going to be celebrating, especially this weekend here. God bless you guys. I look forward to being with you Sunday morning.